Okay. Please mute yourself because this will cause disturbance otherwise. So, if any one of you can tell me when did this Python start? Popularity it has gained right now. So, what was the origin of Python? Can anyone tell me? When did it originate? Anyone has any idea?
Python.
No idea.
Python recently now have invented the.
Yes.
4 and 5 years back it was started.
Gain popularity right now.
1983.
1991. 1991.
Yes, sir.
1991.
Yes. And by whom was it started? Like, if you are learning Python right now.
Go to
Sorry.
Go to person is there.
Yes. Guido van Rossum.
Yes.
He started this programming language. And it is so popular now because it is very easy to learn, and it is somewhere the syntax and the simplicity of it makes it so popular these days. Okay. So I'll just share my screen with you all, and I'll let you know what is the structure and how you are supposed to do it. Okay. So let's get started. My screen is visible, right? Everyone is with me, right? My screen is visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
So what is Python? Python is a programming language, popular programming language. And what is a programming language? Can anyone tell me what is basically a programming language?
Set of instruction programming.
Which understand machine.
Sorry, did anyone mention anything? Right?
Language understood by machine.
Yes. So actually, the programming language is we are giving one language that we are programming it for the system to understand. And someone right now told me language understood by machine. That is not a programming language. That will come into machine learning. That is different portion. So we are setting a set of languages that we are programming it for our systems, that is basically computers, to understand. Okay. And it was started back in 1991. Remember it. Okay. So why Python? See, the reasons over here are mentioned for you. Python has a simple syntax similar to English language. So anyone can ask you, why do you think Python is gaining popularity? So these are the mentioned below reasons.
Simple syntax.
Yes, simple syntax, and Python has syntax that allows developers to write programs with fewer lines. So if you talk about Java and C++, which are competitors of Python, I will right now write some codes in Python. You will see so simple, even easy lines. In one line we can write program codes, but the same syntax if we have to write in C++, might be required to write 2-3 lines. Okay, so one of the reasons for its popularity is simple syntax. Second reason is because it allows developers to write programs with fewer lines.
Yes,
okay?
Compared to other programming languages.
Compared to other programming languages. And other programming languages, I hope you know.
Yeah, C++, Java.
Yes. So Python runs on an interpreter system, meaning that the code can be executed as soon as it is written. Always remember, when we are running Python, so this Python program can be written on multiple platforms like Jupyter, Spider. Have you all heard about it? Yes or no? If you yes or no, has anyone heard about Jupyter? So these are the writing platforms where we write our codes. But the advantage of writing. Someone has written question. Yes, tell me, Anusha. I guess you have any query? Please, everyone, mute yourself. Those who are not speaking, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
सेवरी तो चिड़ोला और चिल्ला ले अभी जीत गेला तो
Guys, please go to mute yourself.
Please mute yourselves, those who are not, and I would request the host, the other host, to please mute them. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. So this line that is written, Python runs on an interpreter system, meaning that the code can be executed as soon as it is written. This means that prototyping can be very quick. What does it mean? Let's understand that. So if you know, Python can be written on multiple systems. Python is a programming language, but there are many platforms where we can write. Two of them are very popular, Spider and Jupyter. Jupyter looks something like this. I'll just open and show it to you on my system.
Hello.
So this is how your Jupyter will be looking like.
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Yes, I have one doubt. Python is a programming language or a scripting language? Because as I know, as I got some data about Python from Google, so it's a scripting language too.
See, difference between scripting language and programming language you need to understand first. So scripting language basically means where we can write scripts, and programming language is under another level to the scripting language. So Python is a programming language where we are writing scripts. If I write any script and after that it tells my system, programs my system, then it becomes a programming language. So that's what our Python does basically. So whatever we'll be writing right now on over here, I'll write some of them and show it to you. So this is how your Jupyter will be looking like. So basically in this, if I want to write any code, so how do I do? First, let me tell you that. So this, when I open Jupyter Notebook, it will ask me, give me directory where do I have to open my file and where do I have to save it. Okay, so right now, let me take you to desktop. And let me take you to can you see Python over here written somewhere? I will use as Python. I'll put a new folder. Desktop. New folder. So see, it will open our Jupyter notebook where we'll be writing codes. So this is my NumPy code that I have written previously. Similarly, if I want to open my other codes, suppose this is Python basics class. So this is how your Jupyter notebook will be looking like exactly. And this is where you'll be writing your scripts. So why did I come to this point? Let's understand that first. So this line we were reading, right? Python runs on an interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed as soon as it is written. So why can Python do that? Let's understand that. Once you open your Jupyter notebook, remember to execute it, internet doesn't play any role. Okay, so that is the reason it runs on an interpreter system, meaning the interpreter system over here is Jupyter and its platform. Okay, so this is the reason our codes can be executed as soon as it's written. This interpreter system that I have mentioned over here, it can be any platform like Spider where I can write code. Some people write codes on VS Code. Some people write it on PyCharm. There are many platforms. Okay, but the syntax everywhere will be same. Remember it. Okay, everyone is getting it?
Yes.
Fourth reason why Python is gaining popularity. Python can be treated in a procedural way, as object-oriented way or a functional way. Procedural way, anyone can understand. Just like we have procedures. So it can be one step, the next step, the next step. That is called a procedure, right? Are you getting it?
Yes.
So see, Python
Could you explain me programming language and interpreter, because due to internet issue I left the class.
I think you can go through the recording of it because I have already repeated it. If you want, I can repeat it once more. Excuse me, can anyone, is anyone saying something? Is anyone saying something?
No, sir. Yes.
And those who have query about programming language and scripting language, I'll just give you one overview of it. See, scripting language and programming language, remember the difference. In scripting language, we just write our language. We don't compile it. Okay, we don't design it.
Yes.
We don't give file type. These things we don't do in a scripting language. But if you see this Python, we are writing scripts over here, right? So in scripting language, that's what you exactly do. But if you see in Python, we are compiling it as well, meaning compilation method, meaning we are bringing them all at one platform wherever we want to, and we are designing is at we can design as well using Python, right?
Yes.
So, and we can give the file type also. Then you will be learning in future classes. You will understand what are file types. Okay. So, someone asked me the question right now. Did
Yes, I want to ask one question. Like JavaScript is not a scripting language.
mhm.
It's a program. Hello?
Yes, tell me. You are
Yeah, yeah, sorry. JavaScript is a scripting language, not a programming language. But in JavaScript, we cannot compile, just it's going through a interpreter. And Python also, I think so. So how it's compiling the code?
we compile over here. We compile the code. This is a compilation. What you are seeing right now. See, interpreter over here, interpreter is interpreting it, and after over here, actually in JavaScript, there are no basically libraries. In Python, we have libraries. Python is a library-based language. Remember it. Library, do you understand? Library is a collection of something in normal English language, right? In normal English language, when you go to library, library has a collection of books where you can read, right? So in Python, we have collection of like other things, programming language. Suppose you want to work with data set. So we have pandas over here. If you want to work with numbers, we have numbers over here. So those are actually our compilations. Got it? Which is not possible in Java.
In then Java is a script. Java is also compiler. It's first of all Java is compiling code, not interpreting. I did not get interpreter and compiler.
Don't worry, you will understand these in future classes. Don't, this is an introduction class. Don't go deep into it. Otherwise, this will take entire class actually. Always remember scripting and don't discuss about Java and Python. Discuss about scripting language and programming language. That would be a better way to discuss, because if you get into Java versus Python, then you will take many more examples which are not related to scripting and programming. So when it comes to scripting versus programming, always remember scripting and programming. In programming language, there is a compilation, design, file type, complexity, everything we add over here. Got it? There are many more which you will be learning in future classes actually. Got it? But the simplicity of our Python, always remember the simplicity of our Python is so easy. Like I told you, over here we have to write just fewer lines compared to other programming language. So if I want to print something over here, okay, I just have to write this print. Can you see? It has printed. It's true, isn't it?
Yes.
So with one line I have printed. It's true. Whatever you want to print. If I want to print, this is introduction class. I just always remember after writing this line, I'm doing shift enter. For execution in Jupyter Notebook, it is shift enter. Got it? And the number of times it will be executing. See, suppose right now it's 2. If I again press shift enter, again it will execute, re-execute. So it will be 3 now. But today is the first class, so I want to tell you with just fewer lines, with just one line, I could print something. Can you see? And always remember, in Python, there are certain places where it's case sensitive, certain places it's not. Because in other languages that you'll be learning in data analysis or data science, there are many tools where it will be case sensitive free. But over here, there are places where we have to use capital letters, it's mandatory. But these functions names, we can write in capital P or small p, doesn't matter. Okay. See, like I told you, Python is case sensitive. So in this P also there is, and always remember in all the functions that we'll be using, it will always be in green color. In all the function name we'll be using. And with all the functions, there will be this parenthesis. What is it called? These brackets.
Hello.
For Sophie?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Everything
Please
good?
mute yourself.
Yes.
Sorry, I have this. You
Please
have
mute
PIN
yourself.
number?
These brackets
6411.
What's that?
6411.
Okay.
are called parentheses. Okay. Everyone is understanding this, right? And Python is case sensitive. Python is case sensitive, meaning uppercase,
Lowercase. Have not allowed.
yes, and lowercase are differently treated. Okay, got it? So right now I try to show it to you once. When this, I have written everything print in lowercase. So can you see it's in green in color? It means it's correct. The function is correct. Whenever it's correct, it will be in green in color. But when I do capital P, the color has changed because the print function in Python is in lowercase, and so lowercase, and so is the case with all other functions. Okay, so if I write them in uppercase, so if I'll write them in uppercase, it just let me allow them. Okay, so if I'll write them in uppercase, there will be, it will show an error. Remember it. Okay, got it? Everyone is getting this, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And about indentation, what does it mean? Let's understand that. Python indentation. Okay, because to write any code, we need to understand, always remember.
Some space will be required.
Sorry?
A space, identification for a space purpose.
No, it's not for space. It's for lines. I'll tell you. Indentation, what does it mean? I'll tell you that. Indentation means the space part you are telling is correct, but it talks about next line in the first line, and the spacing is also correct. It talks basically about alignment. The simple word is alignment.
Alignment,
But
yeah.
yes, I'll just open the simple word for indentation. This word is important. Indentation. Indentation means, in simple language, alignment. So just like Python is case sensitive, Python is case sensitive, it is sensitive to alignment as well. So we say generally Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. What do I mean by that? So if, see over here, this, everyone focus over here. So if I write like this, it has a different meaning. And if I write like this has a different meaning. Okay, I'll tell you why and what is the difference. So let's first just wait, admit. Okay, first let's print this. Everyone is with me, right? Everyone is understanding this. Anyone has any doubt?
No.
Anyone has any doubt till now?
Yes.
No, right?
No.
No, right?
Awesome.
So indentation free, it means what? Let's understand that. So if I write if 9 is greater than 3, this semicolon means then when what we mean in other languages. This is print. But when I'm writing print from this beginning, this does not come in if statement. Remember it. So if I'll execute this, see what will happen. Can you see? Error. Look at the error. Expected an indented block. What does it mean? It wants us to make a block, indented block. It means with if statement, we have to make a block like this. So now this is correct. Now it will mean exactly what we are trying to say. It will understand exactly same thing. So it means if 9 is greater than 3, then print it's true, right? Everyone is with me, right? This line
Yes.
means this only. So semicolon and print. Now it will not throw an error. Let's shift enter. Now it's correct. Got it? Everyone is understanding this, right? So indentation, everyone has understood?
Alignment.
Sorry?
Alignment is required.
Yes. So basically alignment is a layman language, but don't say in interviews alignment. It's for your understanding. Indentation is required, meaning a block. We need to make a block. So for if statement, we need to make a block of print. So why we need to make a block? Because if we'll write if 9 is greater than 3, and over here if we'll put print. So if you know simple language with if always comes then, right? So if we are writing print over here, it doesn't go into the then block. So to get into the then block, we need to get the indentation right. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone has any doubt? So till now you have learned two things about, apart from the basics of Python, like it's a programming language started in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. It's easy to learn. Why it's easy to learn? This is very important, everyone. You should know it. At times they ask, because it's as it is getting so much popularity now, Python is getting so much popularity. So they ask, what is the reason for it being popular these days? So these are the reasons. Okay. Now we are getting into little basics of Python. So first, please mute yourself.
Something on with Josh if I do another.
Okay. So right now we try to understand Python syntax. In that we need first thing is indentation. Got it?
Check we jump rather and then check the box for revenue.
Please mute
See
yourself.
that I can now have another report. Revenue by.
Yes, thank you. So in Python syntax, we did first thing indentation, meaning Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. So every indentation will indicate a block of code. Okay. And if we don't write it in a block of code, it will throw an indentation error. Just like right now it will throw. This is indentation error. So in Python, always remember wherever you will be writing anything wrong and you'll try to execute it, it will always throw error and the kind of error there is. So this is the beauty of Python. So you can correct it right there and then. So right now it told me indentation error. It means I cannot make indented block. So I need to make indented block with if statement. So I will tell you in future classes, when do you need to make indented block? Okay. So with this if statement, we need to make indented block. So this is the indented block. Got it? So now if I'll execute, this is true. These things, how I'm executing, how to write it, everything you'll get to know in future classes. Okay. Since this is the basics first intro class, so we need to know the syntax and everything, how Python runs. Okay. Now we have done the Python indentation. Now we need to know Python comments. What does a comment mean? Can anyone tell me? What does a comment mean? Anyone has any idea? What does a comment mean?
For readability purpose use.
Sorry, please repeat.
If you want to comment something, comment is required, because some line not execute, comment is required, like
Yes.
Java.
So Python, in Python or any other language, suppose if you are writing something, okay, and after that you want to give a comment. Comment means something that you don't want to
Execute.
Yes, execute basically.
Yes, do not want to that code you execute, you have to give comment there.
Yes, exactly. So suppose I don't want to execute this line. If see in this statement right now indentation block was required with if, right? Suppose if I remove the if statement, I'll put hash over here.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hash is for comments. So now
Yes.
if you see the color has changed. If you'll see the color has changed. So now our indentation will not be required. Now I'll press shift enter, see what will happen. It's correct. So like I told you, indentation, it's not always required. Wherever it's required to indicate a block of code, then only we will be requiring indentation. So right now when I put this hash in front of this is comment, meaning comment means the programming language will not execute this ever. Got it?
Yes, sir. This line of code is not executed.
Yes, this line of code will not be executed ever. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So why do we need to use comments in between? Let's understand that. So why do we use comments basically?
For readability purpose.
So that it's make it easy for the other people to read and understand.
Readability purpose.
Yes. Valid purpose. Very good. In Python, how do we comment? For comment, the symbol is hash.
Yes.
So what is the symbol?
Hash sign.
Hash. We pronounce it like HATCH, hash. SH, hash. Okay. This means comment. Remember, comment in Python. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone is understanding this, right? Anyone has any doubt till now?
No,
Hope
sir.
so not. Okay. So this is true. Now, if I don't want to print this as well, this line. If I don't want to print anything, then I can always put hash in front of it. Okay. So whenever I'll put hash in Python, the blue color, this bluish color, it means the word or the sentence has been put in comments. It will not be executed. Got it? So now if I execute it, it will not be, since right now, see, this is not being executed. So it's showing indentation error, meaning with if statement, it requires a block. That block is not there. Indented block, it requires, it's not there. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone is getting this, right? So to put things in a single line, to put a comment in a single line, hash is there. Hash is for what?
Commenting.
Comment in Python in a single line. In a single line. Okay. So what do I mean by single line? So if I have put a hash over here, the comment will, this hash will only work for this line. Got it?
Yes.
This
One
line. So for one line comment, we use hash, remember it. So for multiple line comments, what should we use? For multiple line comments, it's called doc strings. What's it called?
Docker string.
Yes. So in simple layman language, we call it doc strings are multi-line comments to make code more readable. So this is a multi-line comment. So to write things in multi-line, the symbol is this. Triple quotes. 1, 2, 3. And you write in this is my first introduction class. Okay, and put again this. And now this is in single line. It could have this same objective could be achieved through this. But if we have multiple lines like this, all right, hi, hello world, hello world. So this is multiple line, right? 2 lines are there, more than one. So to make these 2 lines into comment, we use 3 quotes. Okay, got it? Everyone is getting it, right?
Yes.
Triple quotes, put them in single quote, triple quotes. So what does it mean? Multi-line quotes are multi-line comments. Got it?
Yes.
So everyone got what is the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment, and what is the symbol and how to use it and when to use it. These questions everyone has understood. If anyone has any query, please come up with the questions. No one has any question, right?
Yes.
So in multi-line comments, this is a layman language, multi-line. In Python, programming calls it doc strings. Got it? Everyone is getting this, right? So it's called doc string. This is written over here. Got it? And if I execute this line, see, can you see? This is an example of multi-line comment. Okay, got it, everyone?
Yes.
Now you'll be asking why this is there. Why this is there? Anyone has any doubt regarding this? Why this is there? This is not written in our codes. So in Python, you'll be learning in future classes. These are called line breakers. We break our lines with this. Okay. So in this, we have broken our line, one line into two lines. So it's coming like this. So in our codes also at times we'll be requiring to break it into two lines. So we'll be using this. Okay, /n. Got it, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone is with me, right?
Yes.
So can anyone tell me what are variables? What are variables?
Declare the
Yes, it's very good. Someone is trying
variable.
to give it.
Declare
what-
the variable.
Why do we need to declare? What is a variable?
It's like a box where you put something into and you give it value.
Yes, someone right now told me it's a box in which we give a value. So this is exactly what happens with the variable. So in our system, yes, exactly.
value in the memory. It's called variable.
Yes, exactly. This is also correct. Storing a value. Very good. Very good. Anyone else? Anyone wants to give? All these statements are correct.
Its
So
value
when
is
we-
not fixed.
Yes, exactly. This is what I was
Value is
coming to.
not fixed.
Yes,
variable-
exactly.
Variable value is not fixed. You can change each and every time.
Yes,
is why-
exactly. So two things you should remember about variables. Variables. Two things you have to remember. Value is not fixed.
Yes.
Value is not fixed. And it is used to store a value.
Yes.
Okay. So these two are the important points. Okay. So always remember, in any programming language or any language you learn,
Variable
you
is
will-
required.
you will need to assign a variable.
Yes.
Why do we need to assign or make a variable? Let's understand that first. Because suppose you want to do addition, 2 plus 3. For a programming language, it doesn't know what is 2 plus 3. It does not know
Yes.
anything right now.
Yes.
Until and unless
You define
we
it.
define it. Definition is required. So
Yes.
for a programming language, we have not yet defined this language. So if we do normal 2 plus 3, it doesn't do anything. Remember it. Although in Python sense, it's a language-based, library-based language. So it will know, I know it. So if you write normal 2 plus 3, Python will add, no doubt. But in general, for all programming language, these does not have any meaning.
You
Okay.
give garbage value.
Yes. So always remember, we need to define our variables, and to define a variable, define our value. We need to define our value. To define a value, variable is required.
Required.
Got it, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone is with me on this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's understand what is variables. Like some other programming language, Python does not require to declare their variables separately. We can use the variables without declaration. Every variable in Python is object. First, let's understand the first line. Python does not require to declare a variable separately. What do you mean? Can anyone tell me?
If you line same line 2 and 3 variable, It doesn't mean that a separate line will go.
So
One line you can declare.
yes,
lot of
you can
variables.
just, so in one line, or once you have declared, if you are giving it any other value, you don't need to declare it again.
Again, yes.
Okay. So, and we can use variables without declaration as well.
Also.
Like I told you, because Python is a language-based programming, library-based programming language. When I'm saying library-based, everyone is understanding this. What are libraries? Yes. Everyone is understanding this when I'm saying it is a library-based language. Everyone is getting this or not?
No, sir. Library means?
Yes, sir. You are getting it? Please mute yourself.
That already?
So I'm glad you left.
Please mute whoever is there.
I think a lot of people were telling me they were getting delayed yesterday because
Cancel
of the tornado.
flights.
Okay. Everyone is able to hear me, right? Am I audible? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's first, whenever I'm saying library-based language, everyone is understanding this. What is library-based language? So Python library is basically collection of related modules, meaning if you're working with data set, so everything related to data structure, there is one library. If you're working with numbers, there's another library. Got it? So these library I'll teach you later on, because libraries are very different, and all the libraries that we'll be doing, you need to remember which library is used for what. Got it? So since it's a library-based language, we don't need to declare our variables can be used without declaration. That I'll tell you how right now. So every variable in Python is an object. What do you mean it's an object? So always remember, smallest unit in any programming language is an object. Always remember this. So what do I mean by object? Object means when you will be writing these codes, you will be saving it in the memory. There will be blocks. Inside that block, every block is made up of combination of objects. So similarly, this variable in Python is an object. Correct? So in that block, variable is an object. Correct? Got it, everyone? But we have few rules. We cannot just assign variables anyhow and everywhere. There are few rules to name our variables. First, there are 4 rules. Always remember. First rule is variable name must start with a letter or underscore character. Meaning, today is Python class, right? So I want my first variable name to be Python. Okay. So I want my Python first written, Python 1 written. Okay. So this is Python first. So I want my variable name to be like this. So this first letter over here, it always has to be a letter or underscore sign. I cannot write like this statement. I cannot like this. I cannot write first in between. So my variable name cannot begin with a number. Remember it. It has to be either starting with the alphabet or underscore. No other special character is required. So our first letter, always remember, rules of variables. First rule. First letter should be starting with a letter or underscore only. Nothing else is allowed. This is the first rule. Got it? Everyone is understanding this, right? Second rule. A variable name cannot start with a number, just like I told you. Okay? This I cannot start with a number like this. I cannot start 1 Python. Got it? Everyone? Is getting me right? So it cannot start with a number. Okay. Third, a variable name can only be alphanumeric. Do you understand the meaning of alphanumeric? Understand this? Do you understand the meaning of alphanumeric? What does this mean, alphanumeric? Okay, I'll tell
With
you.
alphabet and numeric value 0 to
Yes,
9.
yes. So a variable name can only contain alphanumeric and underscores. So what do I mean by that? Let me tell you. First, let me write. It can only, always remember these two. First two conditions are for starting letter. And the third condition is not for starting letter. It is for entire name. These two are only for starting letter of a variable, meaning this first letter, the name that you are assigning, the first letter, first two conditions are. Third condition is for entire letter. It means for entire letter, it can only contain alpha numeric and underscore. What do I mean by that? Let me teach you that. So alphanumeric meaning, I can write my Python like this. Python underscore 123. This is numeric. This is alphabetical. And this is underscore. So this variable name is correct. But if tomorrow someone comes and tells me, I can write like this also. Someone tells me I can write like this, special characters, 1, 2, 3. This, what I have written right now, this is wrong. A variable name cannot contain any special character apart from underscore. Only underscore, nothing else is allowed. Got it? Everyone is getting this, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. Our underscore is where? Our underscore can be at the starting. Right now, this is our underscore is in between. Right now, it's in ending. It can start from the beginning as well. It doesn't matter. Okay. But for the numbers, it can only be either in between or at the end. So over here, it is in the between. Over here, it is at the end. Over here, it is at the end. It can be here also. Second letter also can be alphabet and numbers 1, 2, 3. But it cannot be at the beginning, first letter, because of rule 2. Got it? Everyone is getting this, right? Yes or no? I need to
Yes.
get, okay. The fourth rule, a variable name are case sensitive, like age, and so what do I mean? Like I told you earlier also, Python is a case sensitive language. So our variable names are also case sensitive. So let me tell you how. First, let me write the fourth rule. It is case sensitive, meaning upper case and lower case have different, uppercase and lowercase have different meaning. So let me give you the example over here. So if I write P, capital P, Python 1, second statement is Python 1. So these two, Python 1 and Python 2, Python 1, these two are different variable names according to Python. Got it? Programming language. According to this programming language, these two variable names are different. And no matter what, it can be like this also. Everything in small, capital N. So again, these two are different. So always remember Python variables are case sensitive. It doesn't matter which alphabet, first or second or third, wherever it is small or capital, both will be treated differently. Remember it. Okay? Everyone is understanding this, right? Everyone is understanding this, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt till now? So let's make some variables. Okay? Let's make them in Jupyter itself. And someone was earlier mentioning PyCharm is ID. It's exactly correct. And Jupyter is a web-based, like you are using over here. If you see Jupyter if you are using for Python, so you are using local host. So we are actually using a web page where Python we can write. Whereas PyCharm is for ID. Those things you don't need to get into because in Python we can write in many places. Python we can write many places. Okay. So always remember this. In Python, these 4 rules are very important. If you don't have these, would you have this video to watch again later? Yes, I think the administration will help you with this. Okay. Let's focus on the class right now. Okay. So always remember rules of variables. The first rule, second rule, third rule, fourth rule. And without understanding these rules, you cannot proceed further in Python ever. Always remember this. So to understand Python, first is to understand the syntax, how should we write it? That is indentation. Second is comments, because you will be required to make comments. You'll be required to make single line comments and multiple line comments. And third is variables. Okay, so these 4 rules are very, very important. Without it, you cannot assign any variable. You cannot make any variable. Okay, so let's make some variables. So can anyone tell me if I write like this, 1, 2, 3, Python, will, if I execute this, will it execute?
No,
No.
Yes,
because
very
it is
good.
starting from the number
Very
only.
good.
That
Very good. So right now, if I run this, will it do it?
yes.
Yes, exactly. But always remember, once you have initialized or assigned a variable over here, this is the variable name. In that we have given a value this. Okay. So if I want to print this value, I need to call this variable. So wherever I need to use this value now, instead of using this, since I have assigned this value or initialized this value in this variable, so I will always use this variable now. Okay. So if I want to print this variable, this number, I will have to call the variable in which it has been initialized. Got it? Or assigned, or the same thing. So I'll have to print Python. And always remember this thing. See, someone tell me again, it will execute or it will throw an error?
No, it will throw the error because it's a case
Yes.
sensitive. So
Yes,
it should be
exactly.
in a capital.
Exactly. So always remember, once you have assigned a variable and wherever you will be using, you need to use the exact name, because it's case sensitive. So now if I'll print it, it will print it. Got it? Everyone is getting it. So let's understand, because some of you might practice on your own. So later on it will throw an error. So let me teach you what errors you will get if you don't follow these rules. Suppose I don't follow the first rule. So it's saying it must start with a letter or underscore. Let me start with a special symbol. Let me execute. So what it's saying, and in Python, always remember, try to understand the errors, and with time you will understand what those errors are, because no human is ever error free. They will be seeing errors, but you need to understand what those error means. Without you knowing the errors, you might panic and you will say you were not understanding. So this is saying syntax error. meaning somewhere the syntax is wrong. So where is the syntax wrong? In the variable. Okay. So this is correct, right? Now it will not throw this error. Got it? Now it's not throwing. Got it, everyone? Suppose if I start with 1, again I'll get the error, syntax error. Okay. Everyone is with me, right? So whenever I'll not follow these rules in a variable name, whenever I'll not follow these rules, I will always get syntax error. Remember it. And if I'll call the variable, see, now I'll get different error. Now if I'll make this small letter, someone told me this will not execute, right? Now I want to tell you what error will I get. Now the error will not be syntax error. It's running this symbol over here. It was for running star. Now see what is the error now. This is a different error. Can you see? Name error. It's saying name Python is not defined. It means this Python variable, whatever you have written over here, this is not defined. Whereas we have defined this Python with capital letters, we have not defined the Python with small letter. Okay. So whenever you will be making these errors where small letter and so always remember whenever this name comes like this name, this is not defined. It means somewhere in the variable name, wherever you are calling, not over here, not over here. The error is not over here now. Wherever you are calling this, there you have written it wrong. Okay. Everyone is understanding this, right? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, please come up with the queries. I'm pressing shift enter, this error will go. Okay. Now one more thing. Once you have called the variable, once you have defined the variable, and if you're calling it anywhere, always ensure that it is exactly in the same format and it is not in double quotes. Because if I do like this, if I do in double quotes, so this Python over here and Python in double quotes means something else. Whatever you will write in double quotes anywhere, it means a string. What it means? A string. These data types I'll teach you. Okay, later on. Okay, so but you have to understand right now these things that Python over here and over here is totally different. Now let's see the error because you need to understand the error. Did I get any error now? Tell me. Because there is not actually any error, because error is from the human error. It is according to the system programming language, there is not any error. So whenever you'll put it in double quotes, whatever you'll put over here, that will come, always remember. So if I write over here, anything, the weather is good. The weather is good. So now if I'll execute, it will write weather is good. So someone might ask me, so where did this go? Someone is having any doubt? So where did this go? This Python? Anyone has this doubt? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So I'll tell you actually what it. Okay, some of them have the doubt.
I think because you're no longer defining the variable because you already put the code on it.
So actually what's happening, we have actually defined the variable. So whenever you have defined the variable, this is defined, it's correct. There's not any error. It means everything is correct till now. We have defined the error correct. We have defined the variable, but we are not calling it. So it is not printing. So if you want to use this anywhere, you have to call it, right? Every variable must be called if you want to do whatever with it. So if you want to print it, so you have to call it, meaning you have to write it wherever you want to print. Right now I want to print it. So I have to write print Python. So what I'm, just let me correct this, Python. So what I'm doing when I'm writing over here Python, I'm calling this variable. I'm calling this variable, remember it, everyone. So if you don't call a variable that you have defined, this is defined over here. If you don't call a variable that is defined, it will not execute. This will execute, no doubt, but it will not be showing in the screen. Okay. So to get the output and see the output, we need to call it. And easiest way to call it is to put it in print statement. Got it? Got it? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So these 4 rules everyone has understood, right? These 4 rules. Let's come to data types. What are data types? I'm saying data types. What are data types? Can anyone tell me?
Like the
Integer.
integer,
Yes, yes.
uh,
Someone told me. Yes.
floats.
Very good.
String,
Sorry.
complex, primitive and non-primitive data types in Python in like integer, string, float, complex,
Yes, yes, exactly. So these are the
list,
data.
dictionary,
Every yes, you are correct.
set.
So in Python or any programming language you will do, you will always see data types. Meaning whether it's integer or string. So primarily always remember these two data types. These two data types are universal. Means integer or you can say numeric. Numeric is better way to write. Numeric and integer. And everything else that some people mentioned right now, we derive from these two. So first always understand what is these two, what are these two, and why are data types used in different programming language or in Python. So for in Python, I'll tell you why data types are used. So always remember, so I'm writing over here, Python 1, this is another variable I'm trying to assign. And in this, I'm putting the value 2. Okay, so remember this. This 2 is different from this 2. This is a string. Always remember in Python, all the strings, data type that string is always written in double quotes. Okay, it is always written in double quotes. So this string, this 2 is basically different from this 2. Why is it different? Can anyone tell me? Although the output, I'll show you the output first. In the output,
Yes, because Python is a 2, it is an integer, and Python 1, it is a string. Because inside of this string, you have written the 2.
yes. If you'll see the output, in both the output is same. But the difference, someone told the first one is integer and second one is string. So what is the difference between, my point over here was to tell you what is the difference between these two, string and integer.
Data types and both data types are different.
So why is the data types required? Why is it different? Why Python requires it to be different and treats them differently? Can anyone tell me why data types are important in any programming language?
Because we can we can make understand it is in which data type we are going to define the variable value.
So you are telling for our purpose. Think it from the programming purpose. What would be the advantage? Always remember, no matter which programming language you use, what you make, there is a memory behind everything, right? Like I told you in the beginning, all the variables are assigned a block. So the block, that block contains a size. Okay, every block contains a size. Okay, so that size is different for integer and different for string. So why do we need to create different size? Because see, would it be advisable as humans or as machines to treat everyone equally? Is it good or not? Think it from the programming perspective. So suppose if I take string and numeric, and if I assign them equal weightage size, would it be correct?
What, could you repeat your question
Just
again?
wait. Yeah. My point is, I told you in this programming language, if you are writing 2 over here, so this 2 is being defined and there's a block made for this variable. Okay. And that block size depends on the data type. And this 2 is a string. Again, we will have a different block because it's again a variable, right? But the second block that would be made, it would be for different data type and it would be of different size. So my question is, would it be advisable to make these two blocks of equal size?
Yes, we can convert the type of
No, we can
value.
convert. No, I'm not asking whether we can do it or not. I'm asking, is it good to have all the data types, all the numbers or whatever we write to assign them in the equal memory? Equal block means memory, always remember. So is it advisable to assign them equal memory? I'm asking this. Had you been Python
Yeah,
developer?
we can
Tell me.
update. Yeah, we can update the
Yes,
value of variable.
yes, we can update, we can do everything. My point over here is, remember that, just let me track this. Remember that data types are important from the memory perspective. So numerics contain different memory and strings contain different memory. Similarly, in future classes, we'll be learning different data types. Some of the candidates already mentioned, we'll be learning all of them. So these data types in Python, it is important because a different memory is assigned to each data type. And it is always good to have different memory because that will help in optimization. How? If integer is containing less space, you don't want to give it a more, assign it more space, right? If string contains more space and an integer contains less space. So if we assign the same value to the, if we assign a string the same weightage and memory as it would be for integer, would it be good? Obviously, no. Do you understand why? Because giving the memory that is required for a data type is advisable because it is optimum and for optimization. Then our queries will run fast. Otherwise, there will be memory wastage. There will be memory wastage. Got it? So someone right now told me this is string, right? Someone told me this is string and this is what? Integer. But output over here in both of them, you got 2 and 2. So first, let's understand the difference between these two outputs. The first two, meaning this two. Okay, it is numeric, no doubt. First two is numeric. Second two is string. The difference between them apart from data type is the first two, you can do aggregation. You can do aggregation, meaning you can do mathematical calculations like some average, got it, min, max. Okay, while in second two, since a string, you cannot do any aggregation. Got it? Everyone is understanding this, right? Everyone is understanding this.
Yes.
So in string data type, we cannot do any aggregation. In numeric data type, we can do aggregation. Okay. So suppose tomorrow, if someone sees this, I forward this page to someone else and they don't know anything about Python. Okay. So if they will see these two, they will always understand this is a numeric, right? Because generally if someone will tell you it's 2, so you will always take it as to be numeric, something that can be aggregated. So to make them understand that this is string, we have in Python to know the data type, we have a function called type. So if I write type over here, now it will tell me, see what? Class string, got it? So this is telling me, so if someone will, next time someone will come, they will understand this is string, got it? Second two is string. While the first two, let's see the data type of it. If you want to see data type of anything, just go type P and the variable name. and close the bracket. Okay. See, the first one is what? Can you see? Integer. Second one is what? String. Got it? So to know the data type of anything, what do we need to do? Which function? Type function.
Right.
Type.
Okay. You don't need to write it. You with practice you'll get to know. Okay. So if you understood this, so might be some of you must be willing to want to use it. Where else can we use it? Suppose this B is equals to test. Okay. B is equals to test. Can anyone tell me what is the data type of this?
String.
It's a string.
String.
Yes. And always remember, string data type, it can contain both alphabets and numerics and any other character. First, let me teach you this first. Data types. So, string can be anything, meaning a letter or a number or a special character, anything. Okay, special character. It can be anything. Whereas integer can be only a number. If you have anything else, apart from number, it can never be an integer. Remember it. Okay, and this number can be like in decimal or whole number. That doesn't matter. Okay, everyone is understanding this, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So if we'll go B is equals to test. So if I'll right now print B, it will print for me test. If I want to know the data type of it, I just have to go and type and close the brackets. Shift enter. It's giving me string. Okay. So this is string. Okay. And this 85 is what? This 85 over here is what? Tell me someone. Data type of this integer. If I write like this, if I write like this, then
String.
String.
string. Very good. Very good. Always remember, like one lady over here mentioned, we can convert one data type into another. That I will teach you in later classes. Okay. So what do I mean by convert one data type into another? I can make a string, this string, into other data types. Okay. And I can make a number to string. There is a function for it. Okay. I can always do it. Right now I'm doing it manually. I'm not using, if I want to make my 85 a string, I'll be writing like this to make a string. But there are easier way to do it also. Okay. That we can do it. Okay. So let's wind up for today. Anyone has any doubt?
Yes, I want to ask one question. As you said, no, Python 2 is a integer data type and Python 1 is a string. If I want to take in one memory, so how I can take?
So you were saying over here, this one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yes.
So you're saying, please repeat your question.
Yeah, you only asked, no, both variable have
Okay.
data
So I
type.
understood your question. You are saying both variables have a different data type and both are assigned different. Right now, both are assigned different memory because each data type is assigned different memory in Python. So you are asking me if you want to assign same memory, how can you do it? Isn't it? That's your question, right?
Yes, yes. You asked me.
Yes. So there is a different function, type conversion. So if you want to convert this string to integer, you can always do like this. You can always put, there's a function, different function for it. So let me just do for you one. So you can always do like this. Python These type conversions I thought I'll cover in future classes. But this is called type conversion. This is called type conversion, meaning I'm trying to convert this into integer. Got it? So let me put it in different Python 2. Everyone is getting this, right? This is very understandable thing. I hope so. If not, let me know. Ask your queries. I'll clear your doubts. Python. And now let's get to the data type of it. So to understand the data type, what I do? Type. Can you see now? I have converted this into this was earlier string. Wait. This was earlier string. This was a string, right? If you can see, this is a string over here. Now it is converted into integer, back to integer. So now the lady asked me the question that how can you assign them the same memory? Now both are integers. Both the twos. So basically Python and Python 2. First Python and Python 2, both will be assigned same memory. Okay? Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
These questions, whoever asked right now, you can ask from the number that I'll be sharing right now. Okay. So I hope I have resolved your queries, and this was just the introduction class to get the basic slides for you. Okay. So I hope I have resolved all your questions, and hopefully I'll be looking forward to teach you all Python in future classes. Okay. If anyone still has any doubt, feel free to ask your questions anytime. Okay. And if you want to enroll in this, please, if you have any query related to charges, course content, duration, for everything, go to the administration, and on this number you can contact. Okay. Okay, everyone.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I want to ask that this is paid class, no? Correct?
Yes, you can ask all your queries since I'm the faculty over here. I just teach over here. So all these queries related to payments and post duration and everything, you can ask over here. But one thing I can tell, if you'll be learning from me, you'll be understanding all the concepts, and it will be very easy. Like just like today's class, you will see introduction class, and I feel that everyone is comfortable with whatever I taught today. And it will be going this way only. All your classes will be so smooth, you will understand everything, each step. And you will, after doing these things, I will try and cover with you some interview questions and projects also on Python so that you are able to do and revise. Okay.
Yeah, but it is paid or unpaid? I'm asking that.
That you can always actually, I have no clue right now because I'm the faculty over here. You can just ask over here. I think it is paid, but like 90%, it should be paid. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anyone else has any doubt?
I just have one question about the so if it is paid and everything, when would be the next class, and would you be teaching that next class?
Yes, I will be taking classes. All the
Do you
classes
know?
of Python. If you want to learn from me, I will teach. Don't worry. No other faculty have come there. Okay.
Okay, so we just go to WhatsApp and ask on WhatsApp.
Yes, yes. On this number, just go and talk to this administration team and let me know. Okay. But if at all, still, if you have any doubt, feel free to reach out. Related to this doubt.
I want to ask one more question. Go up little in your screen. Which screen you are sharing? You know, go little up. Yeah, wait. Like here, you used you have update integer, huh? So if I taken like you took to Python and Python two variable, then both value will be stored in same memory. But you have taken another variable, then it can be possible, no?
So you are asking, you are telling me this Python and Python 2. These two are different variables. Okay. And the memory for both will be equal, but in different blocks. Assigned memory will be equal, but in different blocks, like I told you.
Instead
Okay.
of 2, if I used inside of the string 3 in Python 1.
In Python 1, if you use what?
Yeah, if I have written 3,
If you write
then
3.
no. In inside of the string, I'm talking about string.
Okay, string, yes.
Yeah. See, if I want to now it can be stored in same memory because variable.
Yes, it will be in same memory. Yes, because this is the advantage of variables basically. So what will happen now, if it was 2 earlier, I told you right at the beginning, wrote over here also. First thing that I wrote when I was teaching you variables. Yeah, it is not fixed. First, this statement. So what is happening? Earlier it was 2, now it's 3. Memory will be same. The integer will be same. It's just that inside that value will be updated. Okay.
But variable is also different. No, Python 1 and Python 1, Python 2 variable also different. So
No,
how it is possible stored in same memory?
no, it is the same. Like earlier it was variable name was 2 only, right? For this string, variable name is this only, right? Isn't it? Variable name was this earlier, right? Yes.
Yeah.
In this variable only, we have updated our value to 3. So this variable, wherever it will be called, wherever it is being called right now, over here and over here, 2 places, this variable is being called. So in both the places, this variable will be updated to 3. And now when it is 3, earlier 2 was coming, 2 string was coming over here, right? So now 3 string will come over here. Got it?
Yeah, 3 string will come because now we update the value of Python 1. Okay.
Yes.
But how it can be take a same memory? I'm asking that because we have update variable value.
Value is updated, memory is same because variable is same. Value and variables are 2 different things, remember. The variable is still same, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Variable is same. The memory was assigned according to variable, not the value. You have just changed the value. The memory was assigned not because of this. The memory was assigned because of this and its data type. And earlier data type was string. Right now also it is string. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Anyone else has any doubt? So if you have any queries related to the topic, feel free to ask me after the class also, no doubts. And related to admissions and everything else, please have your have a word with the administration team over here. Okay. All good, right?
Yep.
Thank you so much. Notes. This is introduction class. Those who will be joining the classes, they will get all the notes. So after the class, if you will be joining the classes, let me be clear to you what all you will be getting after the classes. After the class, you will be getting notes of each class and assignment and the recording. 3 things. Okay? 3 things after each class you'll be getting. First is notes. Second is assignment. Third is recording of the class. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm ending up. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
Thank you.